The only team that probably would have taken Baker Mayfield number 1 overall, and I'm not talking about based on where Lamar and Josh Allen and Sam Darnold's playing today. We're talking about when the draft came out.
At the time, yes.
At the time. Cleveland would have been the only team that would have taken him number 1 overall. And that was a John Dorsey, shut my door. I'm not listening to anybody tell me as the general manager who the hell to take. I'm giving you facts, Han. Reality and facts.
I'm with you. No, I was all over. I covered that draft. I was all over that draft, and that's exactly right. John Dorsey was the, Baker Mayfield no matter what in that draft, in a quarterback draft that was compelling. But you're right. In hindsight, you can say easily, Lamar Jackson, MVP, Josh Allen, a future MVP. But at the time, we forget where Josh Allen was coming from. Wyoming, who was watching them play? You had no idea what he was going to be. And they were questioning about Lamar Jackson. Could he be a pocket passer? Could he be a quarterback in the NFL? Some people didn't believe it.
There were people on that staff that I know personally that told me at a workout that I was at of a quarterback that they wouldn't touch Baker Mayfield, but it's not their decision. That Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Sam Darnold was graded 1, 2, 3 on his board. He turned it in, and they decided to go with Baker Mayfield. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it, except other people wouldn't have did it. That's it.
In the organization, you're saying?
Other people wouldn't have did it, and other coaches wouldn't have did it. That was if a coach was in Cleveland that had power, they wouldn't have did it. John Dorsey's the only person that did it, and he's done fine. They overdrafted him. There's nothing wrong with it. They just overdrafted him.
Yeah.
By the way, and the Browns know this though, which is why they haven't offered him a contract extension yet, right?
That's a big decision, isn't
it? Like they know that. They're sitting there watching, saying, okay, regardless of whether he has a torn labrum or not, like this is the year where we get a chance to find out about Baker Mayfield. He finished the second half of last year at an extremely high clip. He was efficient, a lot of hype in the offseason. Now we get a chance to find out where Baker Mayfield actually lines up as it relates to quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, but it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. It's tough to let the number 1 overall pick walk out the door.
Yeah, but you're going to let him go. I mean, what kind of money does he want to warrant, though, Key?
But especially for a franchise that has been, and that'll be my argument. That'll be my pushback. You're a franchise that has waited 20 years to find
one guy.
Someone.
Exactly.
You have a guy who at least is capable. Is he going to be a superstar? Maybe not, but at least he's capable. Do you want to go back into the pool of franchises that are still searching when you do have a guy that can at least get the job done? That's when you ask, is it worth it to you in your situation versus is that contract, when we talk about market value, sometimes market value is one thing at your position. But how about for your specific franchise, his value is higher than it would be for other teams. Would you agree?
Absolutely. But let me ask you, actor, as I like to call you, because you got the actor look, the California actor look, the blue eyes, the hair, the little square chin deal going. Is he better than Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, no.
Not this year.
He's not better than Kirk Cousins.
So not this year.
Kirk Cousins has shown you at least, he's demonstrated statistically that he is a really good quarterback. I just don't know if he's a leader that you want at that position.
And
but statistically he's better.
And the reason I asked you that is because Kevin Stefanski had great success in Minnesota coaching Kirk Cousins, which allowed him to get this job as a Cleveland Browns head coach. Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, is every bit as good in this system, in this offense, as Kirk Cousins. And you see what they're paying Kirk Cousins. So when Jay speaks to a contract situation, you see what they're paying him. So he's going to get paid. They're not letting him walk out the door. He just won't be a $60 million a year quarterback. That's all.
Well, you also will be waiting to see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. You'll just be waiting. You'll be keeping your ear to the street on what happens.
I do not see him playing.
I mean, regardless of whether you do or not, be attached to many teams, man.
Exactly. I hear you. But regardless of whatever you say, if you don't think it can happen or not, if you're Kevin Stefanski, you got to keep your ear to the street on Aaron Rodgers.
But it doesn't matter.
Not Browns.
And Aaron Rodgers does not matter. Although I would take Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers doesn't matter because of what they do, their style. If we were talking about a team that depended solely on the quarterback, then Aaron Rodgers fits, no question. But that's not what Cleveland and Kevin Stefanski's offense is.
I completely understand that, but you still need a quarterback to make big plays down the stretch when it matters. And I'm not saying Baker can't do that, but I know I jumped the gun on my Matt Ryan point earlier. But if you're looking at a situation, if it doesn't really pan out with Baker this year, and you're looking at Matt Ryan saying, how would Matt Ryan fit in with the Cleveland Browns?
And the reason why you say that is because of the window, right, for the Browns. What's their window with this team, with those running backs, with that defense? You know, how much time do they have and how much time can they wait to figure it out? Because everything else, you heard Bart say it, everything else about them screams this is an elite team, but do they have an elite quarterback?
You wouldn't kick around the Matt Ryan idea if you were unsure about Baker Mayfield this year, if they find a way to fizzle out early? You're not toying around with that to some degree? Are you just locking step with Baker Mayfield?
Matt is good, and he deserves to be on a ready-made team to go.
Yes. Yes.
But not with a young quarterback. He needs to be on a team where a quarterback isn't good at all and he's maybe older, a Pittsburgh Steeler type situation. Because Matt Ryan's not going to play forever, man. Matt Ryan, your age, Jay. Matty Ice is going to retire at some point. So you relieve yourself from a young prospect that's getting better each year in your system to go get Matty Ice or go get an older quarterback for 1 or 2 years, and then you're right back at the same situation that you had been at for the last 35 damn years.
Yeah, but if that leads to you winning a Super Bowl, look at Toronto. I mean, the Toronto Raptors, like, all right, Kawhi, we'll take you for a year. We may not get back here.
But basketball is so different than football when you build in a roster, man. You cannot afford to let a Baker Mayfield walk out when you have invested so much time, energy, effort, and money into that position after how many years, Han? Like 17,000 million years?
Feels like it.
When was the last great quarterback they had? Like Brian Sipe or something?
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.